This is Anthony Olympia with Six String Country. In this lesson, we're going to be working on We Were by Keith Urban. I absolutely love this song. It was written by Eric Church, Ryan Tyndall, one of my good buddies, and Jeff Hyde. Man, what a combo there. Rhythm lesson, we're going to be capo 3, both the rhythm and the lead. The rhythm lesson is going to have some strum stuff we'll work on and some stuff we're going to need the tabs for. Nothing too complicated, but definitely some good stuff to learn. I love the way Keith's right hand works, and we'll work on some of that stuff, definitely in the rhythm. And then in the lead, there's more of the right hand, a lot of intensity, a lot of 16th notes. Also capo 3 on the lead guitar stuff, and there's a great solo, super just melodic and tasteful. I really can't wait for you all to dig in on this lesson. Let's get started.
We were gonna make it, weren't we, baby? Had it all laid out in our mind. By the time we knew time was running out, we'd done run out of time. And we were downtown Saturday night, last call cover band. Till the last song played, never thought we'd fade like a stamp on the back of her hand. We were, her on my shoulders, lighter in the air, pour some sugar on me. We were top down at Johnson's Field when she whispered that she wants me. At least there's a little bit of sweet in the bitter, though a part of me is always gonna miss her. I am who I am, I just miss who I was when we were. We were leather jackets hanging on to a Harley, 2 heartbeats in the moonlight. We were our feet hanging out over the edge of a water tower skyline. At least there's a little bit of sweet in the bitter, though a part of me is always gonna miss her. I am who I am, I just miss who I was when we were.
This is the rhythm lesson for We Were. Before we get started, make sure you have a capo. We're going to be capoing the 3rd fret. Also, for the rhythm stuff, we're going to be using the tabs, and we're going to do some easy strum stuff. We'll start with the tabs because I want to get into the signature lick that's on the acoustic guitar, and then we'll do like verse 1. We'll stick with what we're doing in the tabs, and then once we get to the chorus, we'll be strumming, and I'll show you when we get to verse 2 an easy strum version for the intro and first verse. So if you just want to work on the strum stuff and not worry about the tabs, flip ahead about 5 minutes and we'll work on that there. But right now, let's go ahead and get started with the signature lick. Man, how tasty is that? Just let's move on to the other tab parts. Before we get to the strumming stuff, the other tab piece we're gonna need, I'll say this too, sorry. The turnaround right after the first chorus, we repeat the intro. Right, we repeat that idea there. The next thing we can use tabs for will be, I guess you could call it verse 3. It's at the very end of the song. It's like the outro, rather than be musical, it's a verse, which I love. There's just like a little more to say. The singer just has to put a bow on the idea to go like, here you go, here's the rest of what I have to say about this. And so what we're gonna play is just a little bit different. I could really tell the guitar was just a little bit different than the first verse. It'll start kind of the same. First measure is exactly like, of the 3rd verse, is exactly like the first. The second measure is different. It sounds like this. So now we're employing the B string 2nd fret as well as the D and G. So I'm gonna have those pressed down however you wanna play that. So I'm gonna go open A, and then 2nd fret of the G, 2nd fret of the D, 2nd fret of the B. Skip a downstroke, 2nd fret of the G, 2nd fret of the D, and then back to the G, and then just repeat that little piece. All right, so let's do that slowly, those 2 measures. Here we go, 3, 4. Try all of these parts to a metronome. We'll start with the tab stuff. So we'll start with the intro lick. 2, ready, go. Okay, and that'll work also for the turnaround and then the outro before the third verse. It'll be the same thing there. All right, so now let's do verse 1, the tab stuff. Okay, 1, 2, verse 1, go. This is the lead lesson for We Were. It's gonna be pretty straightforward for the most part. We will have a solo on another video, but we really don't have to get too crazy for this part. I love that it's just a tasty, the right guitar part to support the song. I think it's just fantastic. We're gonna be palm muting first of all, but I got the 3rd fret of the low E, open D, back to 3rd fret of the low E, open G, 3rd fret of the low E, open D, 3rd fret of the low E, and pause for a second. Repeat that pattern kind of at the very end. It'll be different. It'll go 3rd fret of the low E, open D, 3rd fret of the low E, open G, 3rd fret of the low E, open D, 3rd fret of the low E, open D. So there's a difference there. We have one more upstroke, the second half on the open D string. So, right, that extra note. So that's the first measure. Second measure sounds like this. So your right hand is kind of doing just about the same thing. We're gonna be doing now our low note, the bass note of this measure is gonna be the open A string, and I'm gonna have the 2nd fret of the D and G pressed down, ready to go. So I'm gonna go open A, palm muting still, open A, 2nd fret of the D, open A, 2nd fret of the G, open A, 2nd fret of the D, open A, and pause for a second for a 16th note. Open A, 2nd fret of the D, open A, 2nd fret of the G, open A, 2nd fret of the D, open A, 2nd fret of the D. Just dig into it. These notes happen really quick, some of these, so it's hard to tell if it's a bend, is it a hammer-on, is it a slide? I think it's a slide. It just seems like the most idiomatic to the guitar to do a slide there. So what I'm doing is 9th fret of the G, slide up to the 11th real quick, and then 10th fret of the B, slide up again, 9th fret to the 11th fret of the G, and then 9th fret by itself on the G, slide down and kind of choke the note, slide down to the 7th fret. It happens so fast, it's like it just needs to sound effortless and kind of lightly played. You don't want to dig in too hard. All right, next piece. So I'm gonna be on the G string, 6th fret, bend it up and release it, and then slide down to the 4th fret. And then 7th fret of the A, slide up to the 9th and let that ring. And maybe a little vibrato to kind of let it sing a little bit. This with the metronome so we can really hear rhythmically what's going on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Friends say, oh, well, let that ship sail. You gotta let go of her. Just wasn't meant to be, but somewhere down deep I still